Hi everybody, welcome to Sarah School. This is all about the proposed changes in nutrition labels. And this is all taking place in 2016, but some of this doesn't have to be done. They've got like a 2-year window. But these are some of the changes, and I was listening to a YouTube video about sugar for starters, and then she got into this sort of thing. It's fascinating. But she used a reference, and for those of you that are as old as me, you might remember this. Maybe they're still out there, I don't know. But she was talking about having a fresh piece of fruit versus a pixie stick. Remember pixie sticks? Oh my God. Flavored sugar. I loved those. Ripped those suckers open, put them on my tongue. Oh yeah, I was always telltale from what I was eating. All right, so this is one of the options that is coming up. This is going to be a great big FDA hoopla thing with all kinds of big interests there. And she said these things are great, and I will tell you the most important part for those of you like me that are looking at no wheat and or all grains, and definitely what the sugar content is, the added sugar content. She says, unless lobbyists get to this before it's voted in, and you know the big money with big business. So anyway, this is considered the dual nutrition fact. This is one of the ones that they're offering, or proposing, I should say. And so it's much bolder at the top with nutrition facts, and then it gives the 2 servings per container. And so then it says serving size, 1 cup. So even simpletons could probably figure this out. This is a 2-cup package or container. And so what they list, so you can not be unaware, is per container and per cup. Huge, bold calories. Love that. Then they aren't as consumed with the fat amount this time round as they are about the wrong fats that are included. But as you see here, this has the total fat is 8% for, so it's not telling you necessarily what you should have for your serving, although it does say 2 servings. So per cup, per container, because as we all know, Coca-Cola in the 20-ounce bottle is now considered 1 serving, and technically it's 2.5 by the old standards, right? So the incredible part, and I don't know, I'm going to try to do the zoom in. Can I zoom in? Oh, look at. I know that Greg was doing this when he was doing my grocery hauls. All right, so servings per container is 2. So per the 1 cup. But as you can see, the total carbs, look at that. It's now going to have sugars, say this is like milk, chocolate milk, added sugars 4 grams, which is technically almost a teaspoon, I think. I think a teaspoon is 5 grams, or maybe it is a teaspoon. Anyway, so this is what the people in our favor, are thinking is important, the added sugars. She uses as an example the Dannon yogurt fruit on the bottom. And she said that it has 3.5 teaspoons of added sugar, 6.5 teaspoons total. So the 3 teaspoons that are in it come from the fruit and the lactose of the dairy of the yogurt itself, and then they add 3.5 teaspoons. So this would give you an idea. It's too bad it's not in teaspoons for those of us from the United States, but regardless, it's still pretty cool. And then down below, it only gives you a few of the ingredients, and I'm thinking it must be a dairy product when you think of the calcium and the vitamin D. And then another important part is the dietary fiber. And so it must, I don't know what it could be. But anyway, so this is one of the proposed labels, and they call this the dual. All right, let me get us to a next one. That was the dual column format. This is going to be the alternate format of the nutrition facts label. All right. So as you can see, once again, big bold, calories, 230, 8 servings per container. And they're considering a serving to be 2/3 of a cup. Quick facts, 12% total fat, 12% total carbs, sugars 1 gram. And then this says avoid too much, 5% saturated fat, 0 of which, of course, I would like go, haha, I'm having it. 7% sodium, which is 160 milligrams of whatever your average daily amount is supposed to be. No added sugars, though. So if you were looking for no added sugars in your food plan, this would be something that you might want to have. And then I like this one, get enough. It has 4 grams of fiber. And for some women, they recommend 35 grams a day because for some reason we have sluggish digestive systems and we need all the push we can get. And you don't have to get them from grains. You can get them from veggies. So this has 4 grams of fiber, 14%, 10% of your daily vitamin D, 20% of your daily calcium, 45% of your iron, and 5% of your potassium for the day. And all of those things are things that we need. All right, so this is the alternate, let me see, the alternate format of the nutrition label. This is the one, the original versus the proposed. Okay, so the original is to your left, to the left, to the left. It does not have the servings per container bolded. It does not have the calories larger and bolded. And what they're giving up are the calories from fat because they're realizing it's more the sugar than the fat that is the dangerous parts of our diet. So the old one would say 8 grams of fat, and the new one says 12 total, with 1 gram of saturated fat, and just like the other one says 1 gram. Then we get to the total carbs. They both say 37, but they list 12%, and the dietary fiber, now it's going to be 14% of how much they recommend versus 16%. And I don't know what the change is with that, but now it says sugars is 1 gram. And that's all you wouldn't know from looking at the left-handed one. Is that added sugar? Or is that, I wish they used something with more sugar, but they didn't. Then right here, you're going to see the added sugar is 0. So, very interesting. And then down here, they do the percentages of what's in it. They don't list C on the new one, but they do list potassium. So, just interesting. All right. What's the difference? Infographic. All right, so proposed label, what's going to be different? 8 serving, all right, the bolder, larger type. The serving sizes have been updated. Oh, I didn't see that in the other one. Maybe it was 1 cup to 2/3 or something. The calories are larger, so, you know, if you're like me and you need glasses for everything, this helps in the stores, right? If you're calorie counting versus sugar counting, fiber counting, fat counting, just interesting. The updated daily values and the percentage of the daily value is going to come first instead of after. And they must have done a little test survey of this to see that people go by percentages rather than having to look over. The change of the nutrients required, it's interesting, and actual amounts are declared, and the new footnote is to come. All right, and this is your Federal Drug Administration. Always with you in mind. All right, so now I've got to get out of this. I just want to X out of this. No, cancel. I just want to get out of this. So how do I get out? Okay. Then, this is the fact sheet on the new proposed nutrition labels. All right, they're proposing, now I think I saw this, that it's going to be in Atlanta, and they've got all kinds of big business there, the CEO of Giovanni and a cranberry person and all kinds of things. This came out in July 2015, and so this is the update. This is the proposed rule for updating the nutrition facts label. Added sugars, they want to see the added sugars, and this is, of course, is the biggest one, giving consumers additional information for added sugars similar to information they have seen for decades with respect to nutrients such as sodium and certain fats. And so they're hoping that this contributes to consumers making better informed choices for themselves and their families. Footnote, the FDA is also proposing to change the current footnote on the nutrition facts label to help consumers understand the percent daily value of the concept. The proposed statement would be shorter than the current one. The percent daily value tells you how much a nutrient in a serving of food contributes to daily diet. 2,000 calories a day is used for general nutrition advice. And then it gives other places. Now, this is going to be serving sizes of food that can reasonably be consumed at one eating occasion. Is this me pre-Weight Watchers or post-Weight Watchers? All right. Serving size for breath mints and technical amendments. Well, this is going to be fun. So the proposed rule, these actions are being taken in part in response to recommendations of the 2003 FDA Obesity Working Group and the FDA's recognition that portion sizes have changed since the original serving size regulations were published in 1993. And there's also 6 citizen petitions that I guess influenced this. This looks highly technical, and I think they want it that way, right? So, single serving containers. Examples of such items consumed at one eating occasion that commenters thought to be misleading included 16 and 20-ounce bottles of carbonated vegetables, beverages, canned soup, snack-sized packages of potato chips, corn chips, and pretzels, and blah, blah, blah. Many comments also objected to the use of fractional portions when declaring the numbers of serving, like 2.5, and noted that we should require nutrition labeling for the entire package for products that could reasonably be consumed at one eating occasion. Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, here. The single sandwich that's divided into 2 servings, a single muffin divided into 3 servings, or a single bag of chips sold as a side to sandwiches divided into 2 servings were very confusing and unreliable. So, this has just been a little Sarah School for the new label that's coming up. Do your research. It's kind of fascinating if you're like me. You know, I'm always fascinated by things, especially when government is involved with the big food industry and the lobbyists. So we will see what we will end up with. But if all we get out of this is the added sugar part in a label, when you think of yogurts and prepared foods, the salad dressings, the ketchup, all those sort of things which the general public doesn't even know has added sugar to it. It's ketchup. Why would they do that? Well, guess why? Because they want to keep your sugar palate high, because they want to keep you addicted to sugar. Why? Because you will buy processed foods, jarred foods, sodas, and things like that, because you have to feed the sugar. Feed that addiction that lights up your brain like an opiate. Anyway, this is enough of Sarah School. It's time for me to get ready to go to work. Have a grand day, and let's hope this takes place in 2016. Bye-bye for now.